Be on home.
I want to be on home?
Yeah, to start off here.
All right, well, hang on a second. I don't even know what this is doing.
Can it even hear us? Apparently it's hearing us.
Oh, that's cool. Switch to webcam. Well, it's got us anyway. So,
Okay.
all right. Well, this is Schoolology, right? So,
Schoology.
Schoolology.
It's okay. The kids do the same thing. I get Schoology and Schoolol and all kinds of things.
All right. So, this is your homepage, or this is the school's
This
homepage?
is my homepage.
Is there one for the school?
I don't know. That's a good question because I'm logged in as me. So this.
Well, if I click home, I just go here, right?
It's just here. So pretty much everyone has a
Here,
similar.
you drive.
Okay. Pretty much everyone's going to have a similar looking homepage. This is going to be the general setup of it.
Uh-huh.
Teachers will see different things than students. Students will see different things than, staff and other people. But it's going to be this general setup of here's your links and where you can go. Here's reminders of things. You can see that I have a lot of ungraded assignments.
Yeah, get on it, girl.
But you can also see like upcoming events and upcoming assignments. So the kids are also able to see these things too.
What's NP?
Marking period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Edna Brewer breaks their year up into 6 marking periods, 3 per semester. Each marking period is about 6 weeks long.
And is it sequential? That's like 1 through 18 for the year?
What do you mean by 1 through 18 what?
You have 6 marking periods per semester, 3 semesters. Is it 1 through 6? The one,
Oh, no, it's
7 through...
2 semesters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Got it.
Yeah. Of course, being this being my account, you can see more, so I can see my upcoming assignments, but the students wouldn't see any of these. They would actually just see these 2 right now, because those are the only ones published for kids. So everyone gets this homepage. You can see all the running announcements of the groups and parts that you're in. You can comment on them. So it is very much like an academic Facebook.
Oh, this is cool.
Actually, can I go into my archived courses? I think I can, because I used that for some of them. Let's see, 3rd period. So that's also a really cool thing for teachers, that it keeps my archived courses. Yeah, get rid of that. Oops. If I go into updates. So updates would be kind of like my own personal blog page where I could post announcements and updates to students.
Oh, cool.
Most of my kids never really commented on them. It was just a like, okay, we saw this. I'm not going to show you who they are. But I could give updates about all kinds of things. We'll go all the way back to the beginning. I can attach videos and PDFs and things like, hey, just in case you missed today's class, here's the work we did today. Here's copies of the work. And people are going to go, cool, we saw it. Or we began our first novel. We set up our notebooks. Here's how you do that. Repeat our notebook. Hey, here's what it's supposed to look like. Here's pictures, which is really cool for the updates, because then I can actually put in order, like, sweethearts, this is what yours is supposed to look like. Look at that. It is supposed to be exactly this.
Oh, cool.
And you have like it's just a running series of pictures.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like your own album, really. That's the same idea. But
Very much cool. So. And I can attach it to specific things, so the kids can go to specific, like, it's just for this. The update section is exactly that. It's a lot of updates, but kids can check it and see what we've done, what we haven't done.
State Gold Legends. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, we were reading The Outsiders, which actually is kind of funny because they've kept a couple of the words and they go, oh, tough. Like this year, it's like, all right, fine, greasers. Just a reminder. So the update section is pretty straightforward. Or like, hey, if you missed something, here's your stuff. Here's a note about your grades. Here's how to log into things. Okay.
Okay, so we got materials. We're going to stay out of gradebook.
Yeah,
we're staying out of grade setup.
We're staying out of gradebook, grade setup. We're also going to stay out of attendance and members.
Right.
So pretty much anything
those
other
are
than
live.
those are live, and that has FERPA protected information for my students.
Okay, so what about analytics? What's that?
That's a good question. I don't actually know.
Okay,
I haven't checked it.
What is workload planning?
Probably it's shit that has names. We'll have to get rid of this.
Okay, we'll have to edit that out.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like it has anything other than that.
Back out of it, so make it hard on me.
Yeah. Just cut that checks. So these are my current classes. See how this is 8 ELD? So these are my current classes, and there's no archive thing. So the most commonly used sections of Schoology, honestly, for students and staff tends to be updates and materials. So students are enrolled into these courses. So this isn't just my grade book. It is also an online classroom. So like for this, the Gallery Walk Note Catcher, if I click this open, students would see something similar. I didn't realize it's submitted yet because it was only assigned yesterday. And I can give them instructions, attach the assignment, and then they can actually submit things.
Okay.
And actually for the submitting, I can actually then break things up and see what's what. I can download them. There's, I can edit grades, view stats that like tell me like how many people have turned things in or have things been revised. Did a student submit more than once? Grade info, and then I can edit the assignment itself.
Oh, very good.
You can attach files, links, resources, audio and video recordings, and external tools. But due date, I can even pick a time. So
right, and you can tell them what the rubric is and stuff like this.
Yeah,
That's
I can break
cool.
it down into the categories and even here, like, so again, this is due marking period 3. I can set it as a midterm or final, but I can also, hey, when is it due? How much it's worth? Is it actually worth a full 100, or is this like a partial assignment? Set rubrics. So again, I can assign this to individual students.
Oh,
if
wow.
need be, like if this kid is they need makeup or something, this is just for you. I could put learning objectives, like our actual standards and things, so the kids can actually see that in addition to other pieces. Or I can block it. No one else can do anything. So this is for submissions enabled. If I turn that off, you can't submit it. The green means it's published. If it's not published, no one can see it except for me.
Right. So you can do your work ahead of time. You can do your, what do you call that? The rubric?
The planning and all of that.
Yeah, the whole plan and the pedagogy. Okay.
Which actually, you can kind of see that here. So this is visible, visible, visible. Kiddos can't see these.
Right, because they're
not
grayed
there.
out, and you can also see you're not in that marking grade. Got it.
Yeah.
What about parents?
Parents can only see what is published as well.
Oh, okay, to the kids. Okay.
So part of that is also a safety thing, because if your teacher is planning ahead of time, like as you can see, like I've started putting things together. I don't have a lot in all of these things yet, like particularly the later
Yeah,
ones.
you
that
wouldn't want the parents to
empty.
be in the middle of that. Yeah.
But absolutely not, because as assessments come up and things like that, and while the parents mean well, because they do, they want their student prepared and they want to help their student do well. Unfortunately, there sometimes happens where if an assessment is in the process of being planned, a parent isn't involved in that planning process, they don't know the end goal, they start freaking out and asking a lot of questions, and that can also sometimes throw off the planning of the teacher of, whoa, hey, wait.
Yeah. Chill. I'm.
Still
Yeah.
putting things together. Or when kids try to complete work ahead of time, but they haven't gone through all the skills in order to be able to complete it. So when they hand you an assessment and you're just like, okay, this is a 34% because you haven't done the lead up work that we have another 4 weeks on.
Okay, don't click on badges yet, just in case. But
So-
does badges, is that for what you've assigned, what you can assign?
Badges is the game part. Kids can earn badges.
Ah, okay.
So it's
you can
all-
see where they're at and stuff, so we
Yeah.
won't go into that because that's great.
I haven't been using it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But you can like make badges and assign badges for you've done the most work. It's kind of it's like
It's gamification.
It's gamification. That's exactly what it is.
Oh, you have leveled up.
Bum-ba-da-bum. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Students can also send messages. I'm not going to open this because you'll see names and things, but
Yep.
they can send me messages. I get notifications of when things have been turned in and submitted. I'm not going to open that either because it's going to have their names.
This is all very cool.
This is actually really spiffy.
What are the resources?
Actually, wait.
What?
Grade setup I can show you. There's no names on this.
All right.
So grade setup is where I can weight the categories of my grades. I can have them weighted or not. We weight them. This is all the breakdown for how everything, when everything's graded.
This
how
is
much
pretty
grades things
spiffy tool.
were. It is. There's a few parts, but they're kind of clunky and just like,
Yeah. Okay.
user interface for everyone.
So if you were to contrast this with the Google Classroom thing, why do you like Google Classroom better? Or maybe you don't. I don't know.
I honestly like them both. I liked Google Classroom a little bit better because the grades weren't immediately attached to it. It was pretty much just a digital classroom. Here is your information, turn your work into me. We could still have conversations and things like that, but it was still, the grades weren't attached to it. And also, quite frankly, for that, because the Google Classroom is intimately connected to the Google accounts and you can put any Google product at all
Yeah.
attached to it, it made it a lot easier to push work out to students and actually keep me healthier. It's a thing we've noticed in education. When you collect papers from kiddos, you collect their germs. That year I spent at Harvest Park where I only used Google Classroom, I didn't get sick because I made it a digital
There's a total side effect
classroom.
I wasn't expecting.
I didn't get sick. And also it made it a little bit easier for students who were absent to kind of still keep up on it. Because they could just check the Google Classroom of, oh, I'm out sick today or I'm at home. But when, oh, this is on the Classroom, I can do this. Particularly because with the
Cool,
Google
nice.
Classroom, I can still attach videos and things like that. Like, here's how you do the work. which is a little harder to do on Schoology because it's not quite as intuitive. It's not quite as interconnected. Here, let me show.
I was gonna say, where's the vocabulary stuff you were just showing me earlier? Oh,
So
okay.
like vocab, so like from our computer 2, I put their slides up, they click this.
And that takes you, well, at the moment it's Google Doc or something like that?
Yeah, because almost every district, at least here in California, that I know of that I've worked in, everyone gets a Google account. Students have a Google account, teachers have a Google account. So I use, Google Slides, and the kids can just click through and here's all their work, here's all their stuff.
Okay.
So, because one of the reasons, again, I really like Google Classroom is, so if I'm just going to add an assignment, it's a lot harder to attach
Oh, okay.
things and put them together seamlessly, or like it says you can assign from app. This ain't working this year.
Huh.
The only notice we got about that is when we tried to do it and it didn't work, and so in the middle of the classroom, kids are going, "It's not there! It's not there! It's not there!" We had to spend 30 minutes figuring out what's not there and why and how. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Okay, great. We have to change this in the middle of class in front of you, which was annoying.
Got it.
Usually, though, this works really well because it just attaches to my drive. So think about it, and I can just, let's say I wanted us to do this. Great. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to attach it. And the goal is that it will create a copy of your file for each student,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can resubmit it. That's actually how I did a number of projects last year. I created slide templates, and I'm like, okay, you have to make presentations. Here you go. And then I was actually able to see that my students were working on them because I would go into the assignment and be like, okay, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? What am I seeing?
So it doesn't really give you a progress indicator, but you could at least monitor it if you chose
Yes.
to go into it. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. But this isn't working right now, and that part is kind of
Is
annoying.
that like school-wide it's not working? Like
A
district-wide?
couple other teachers, I don't know about the district-wide, but a couple other teachers at the school are like, you just have to attach it.
Huh.
So Schoology's totally fine. It's just there's a few extra additional steps for attaching things, which can get time consuming because it's that time of minutia, and it's just like, okay, great, this assignment that could have taken 5 minutes to create now takes 10 or 15 or 20 depending on how many parts I have to attach to it and put into it.
Got it.
Rubrics are fun though. I can attach rubrics to all kinds of things. Like, okay, it still says 7th grade, but it's actually our 8th grade rubric. So students can see it if I attach any rubric to an assignment,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see it to check and make sure it's actually what I want it to be. Okay.
Yes, very good idea.
Based on effort and quality, here's your breakdowns. Okay, so 2.5 is excellent. All of the instructions have been followed. Everything has been done, and it just goes down the line. I wish I could make a fake student and then show you what that would look like for grading and what they would see, but
Where do you get the students from?
Gradebook.
Oh.
The rosters are preloaded for us. I do have, through members, I do have the ability to add or remove students because sometimes schedule changes happen.
You know, that's a great suggestion, though. You should actually go back to your IT or the department and say, would you please load test student in so I can do all kinds of things and just get that stuff ready?
Possibly. Actually, I bet I could ask Jana Mayuri before she goes on maternity leave. She's our current Schoology sorceress.
Yeah, but I think it's a great idea.
I'm just going to then test how all of that works, but then you can also use that for videos like this. Be like, hey, here's how, boom.
Right, but imagine what you could also do for the parents and stuff like this, right? I have all this stuff. This is what I'm doing on the back end. This is what you're going to be able to see and stuff like that. This is how imagine just the explanation part that would just
honestly...
it would solve a lot of parent problems. And what about the back to school night stuff too, right? Dear parents, look at this first. You know,
It would also probably bring down a lot of stress because then everyone would be able to understand there's a process going on here. It's messy because humans are involved, but it's not your teacher being a butthead.
Yeah. And here's also a way to participate, right? And you won't see everything. You're not supposed to, right?
But here, you can at least be involved.
You can at least...
I think there are parent accounts, but I have no idea what those are, how they're put together, how
Yeah,
they
I think it's... Yeah, if you can get a test, that's a great idea. Glad we had that.
Yeah.
You rock.
Woohoo! And so over here, again, I can get reminders just for this class, so first period, upcoming assignments just for this class. All of my courses are here, and they're all kind of just broken down. Things like, so first, third, fourth, and eighth are all going to be really similar. Those are my English classes. So strat, English success, slightly different look.
Right.
Because it's not a core class. It's done as a or advisory.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's really cool because I actually was able to set the folders up to automatically publish themselves on certain dates. And this class was easy to just preload because this is study hall. Every week they come in, they do their work. I collect a progress report at the end of each week. So advisory is actually really easy to preload all of my assignments. Everything is there. Every last one of them. And the kids can just see them and they know they're coming up. It's a little bit harder to do that with core classes, just because those ones can change
on a whim.
On a whim.
Just based on what you see them needing.
Yeah. So like advisory and SSR are easier because these are in some ways formulaic classes. It's you show up, you do the thing. Like for advisory, you show up, you do your work, you turn in your progress report. SSR, you show up, you read a book, you be quiet about it. And so these ones, oh yeah, thank you. Are easy to catch up. And like, I'm actually reading this to my kids right now, The Princess Bride. So that's why it's the cover image of our class. So you can also do that. You can make the images of classes, or like, so advisory.
I did like the one with the wolf and the bug-out eyes.
Yeah, I did that so I can change the pictures for the story.
The googly eyes, that's crazy.
Because a lot of kids are like, oh god, English, oh god, writing and reading. So I'm like, you know what, here, have a laugh. It's, all of my main core classes are classic novels with googly eyes. So that's first period, they get to be the very surprised White Fang. Third period is the Hound of the Baskervilles. Spoopy Puppy. Fourth period is the Great Gatsby, had a little bit too much to drink. And eighth period is the Invisible Man.
Cute.
Yeah. And that can make things kind of fun. Like our math teacher does various I Love Math things for her pieces. Not everyone does. Like from the archived ones, I didn't do that last year. They were just
book covers.
No, they were just empty. It was the picture that the Schoology gave me. How did that end up? One cool thing for teachers is you can add other teachers to your lists and add them to your classes. So Nolan was my partner teacher. I could see what she was doing for each of these, so we could actually align our classrooms and copy assignments from each other. Because we were administrative members of each other's classes, that actually made cross-department planning really easy to do and keep up on, because I could see what she was doing. And since she'd given me admin status, I could go in and make copies and add them to my own.
That's wicked cool.
And she was actually part of mine as well. I had added her to my fourth period here until one of these, I forget which, ELD, probably second period. So she could also go in and see what I was doing and copy things over to me, and we could actually then switch off, or who would take point on this assignment, the other will just copy. Things like that. And that part was actually terribly helpful. We haven't gotten to that yet, almost halfway through the year. Yeah.
All right, cool. Very great walkthrough.
Well, the thing with groups is so you can see all the things to parents, all the updates. As a staff member, I can make an update there.
Don't go to Penn students?
No. So I go to the English department, hear all the other teachers, and we mostly just make updates like, hey, these are like cool things. I joined a couple of just random ones like, hey, flipped classrooms, how to do that, where you do the practice in class, but the instruction goes home as a video. Just to see what people are coming up with, or, differentiation, because not every student learns at the same level in the same way, so this becomes a place for people across anyone who uses Schoology. This isn't just the district, this is any educator, anyone who uses Schoology, to be able, if they're joined this group, to be able to share their differentiated resources.
So this is beyond this district, this is Schoology install base wide. Wow, this could be out of the country even.
Possibly, at least from the way that I have been led to understand it, because there's 20,000 some members in here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you can have discussions, which like, why do we need to learn this? What are the resources? All these things. The cool thing about this one.
Fünfminuten.
Yeah, Fünfminuten. Okay, so no one's actually in this at the moment. Someone's actually being. Is anyone actually in it?
There's only 4 posts.
Yeah, but you post, and you can actually reply. So it's very similar to Facebook.
Okay.
Like Facebook thread. Yeah, blended learning and Roof staff. Oh yeah, and this is our DC trip.
What's a D? Oh, you're going.
We're going to DC. So these are all notes from all of our people, and occasionally a couple of students. Like, hey, this is what we need to do. Here's how we're fundraising, or here's information that you have, and we can actually put that out to anyone who is part of the DC trip. Like, hey, if you're interested, here's what you need. Here's what we're doing. because we want to go in spring break 2019, so we got to start preparing now.
Oh, too bad we missed the Chipotle on November 3rd.
Yeah, we were out of
I'd have eaten a burrito.
Yeah, we were in Colorado though.
Yeah, okay.
But I will keep you apprised of other fundraising foodie things we do, because
Deal.
we're doing things, and yeah, and like you can, as a teacher, I can connect to other staff people and whatnot. Yeah, it's like even Los Angeles, Schoology admin,
it's
Los
very
Angeles.
Facebooky, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which, so it has some of those downsides and upsides that a Facebook would have. It's a little clunkier than Facebook because you have to build in the FERPA protections and everything for this, because it's a school Facebook. But it can make things.
It's got some great ideas in here.
Yeah, it does have some good stuff. I'm like, advices. When we turn this off, I can show you.
Yeah, nah, that's okay. That's all right. I got enough for I'm just gonna clean this up and ship it out to everybody.
I do wish I could have shown you the Google Classroom one. I was actually really proud of the way I built that one.
Oh, right, yeah. So
that was my baby.
Right. Caitlin was pointing out that there is something called Google Classroom, and I'll just put the link to the demonstration for everybody.
As an educator, I really enjoyed using Google Classroom because it was a far more streamlined experience, because the kids already have Google accounts, Gmail accounts, because they're students and most schools use that. So it was a lot easier. We didn't have to have the second interface of another website and another account. It was just right there. And since I have one and they have one, and they would just join the classroom.
Linking things up.
And Google Classroom did also, again, allow me to invite guardians into it a little bit more than Schoology does.
Got it.
And so they could actually see what was going on and get more regular updates. I'm not sure exactly how Schoology does the updating thing, but because you have to sign in and have an account and all these bits and pieces. There's a lot more record keeping needed for Schoology. Google Classroom was, you're already part of the district. You're in. And again, I didn't get sick.
Yeah.
I did not get sick as much, which as an educator was great.
All right. Well, anything left over for the kids at UK? No, say.
Oh, Remind 101 was a texting app.
Oh, a texting app. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used that with my high school students, and I loved it. Kind of wish, because.
So it's an app. It's
a computer and a phone app for iPhone and Android. It
right. So I'll find a link for that too.
Yes, and the great thing with that is you build a class, you give your kids a code, they all sign up, parents can sign up with the same code. You can send out full class announcements of, reminder, we're doing this, or, hey kiddos, I'm out sick.
Does it
but
integrate with Google Classroom or Schoology?
Schoology, I don't know. Google, I think maybe it was sort of connected with Google, I'm not totally certain. But the great thing about Remind, it was basically a way for me to text parents and parents and students, and then to text me back without any of us having to give our private numbers.
Oh, cool.
So like in the middle of class, students, so this actually happened a few times when I was out sick at some of those high schools, students would text me a question in the middle of class, and I'd be able to respond. Be like, okay, do this thing. It was actually kind of great. Or if I had to be on a trip, they could be like, Ms. Toblins, the sub is saying A, but you said B, but what's going on? I'd be like, okay, great, fine, do this.
Chill.
Or things like that. I could send out reminders of, please bring your homework, or hey, we changed and updated this, or we did a thing in class. One thing I loved with high schoolers is the desks you can write on with whiteboard markers, but you can't save that work. Hey, sweeties, take a picture, send it to me.
Oh,
take a picture and text me your work. Done.
Wow.
Clever. Great. I loved it. Kids could send documents and I could send attachments and things like that. Little ones, but they could be done. Cool. And with Remind, the cool thing about some of those is, particularly the class push announcements, you could schedule them.
Right.
So you could just set it up weeks in advance, and it would just send them out to everyone. That was great. You could even pick, does it go to these two and not those three? Does it go to all of them? How is this going?
Wow.
That was
cool.
Really
all right.
Great, and I love that.
I would like to thank my daughter for this fabulous interview.
You're very welcome, sir.
Thank you, little miss. All right. Bye for now.
Bye.